Hey everyone, welcome to episode 15 of Scribbles with Jonathan. This will be part one, and I just wanted to apologize for this not being up on Monday. We had some people coming in to fix a little leak in the wall, and it's been a little crazy around here. So I figured what I would do to hopefully make it up to you guys is a little beefier episode. And this one is every now and then I'll do these, daily-ish sketches where basically I usually do these types of things to warm up in the morning anyway. But lately, what I've been doing is sometimes I'll take them a little bit further, and it helps me, break out of my box. This isn't for anybody specifically. This is just me testing things out. And also, I can put a bunch of these up on my store on my site. And, some people, they enjoy this kind of stuff. And if you're one of those people, by all means, you could stop by and check. The things, they're not terribly expensive, I don't think anyway. But, yeah, so that's what this is. And this was actually a comment somebody had on a forum. And they wanted to know if I'd ever drawn a Venom picture. And I mean, I love me some Spider-Man, especially like the Eddie Brock Venom. I haven't been following the new one too much, but I always thought it was Eddie Brock. And then I had recently found out that it was some other dude, and Eddie Brock had died of cancer or something. What? I don't know. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do the old school, Venom from Maximum Carnage, that kind of look. And it's going to go really fast, as you can see, because this took about maybe a little less than an hour, 45 minutes or so, and I just wanted to condense it all in there. This is a two-parter, like I said. So in the second one, it's not as action-packed, I suppose, as this is, I guess. It's mostly just doing a little bit more shading and rendering. So as you saw, all I did was quickly toss in the general shape that I wanted the pose to be. I did on another separate piece of paper do a quick thumbnail, like a very quick thumbnail. I find doing a little thumbnail before, if I have the intention of taking this to a final, like I sort of am with this one, that there's less erasing going on in the beginning if I just do a very quick thumbnail. And then I just do a quick, box in the chest, the hips, where I like the arms to go, and then from there I just start building up on top of it, like you can see with the muscles and stuff. And now I just grab the kneadable eraser, like I've done in the previous videos, erase everything, and then just go in with a nice tight line. And this part right here, this isn't my this isn't my favorite part of the whole. Whenever I have to draw, usually what we'll do is after I do the entire line weights, I'll go back over top of them and do the actual line. The line weight, sorry, like the value where the sun or the light is, and then you have to put the light underneath. Hopefully I'll show you here because I know it sounds a little complicated. I should probably do that in an actual video. For me, it's the most labor-intensive part, and sometimes, unfortunately, I feel like I skip out more than I should. And it's something I want to improve on. Actually, just going in there and actually, putting in those line weights, because it does help, even if an inker does go over it and get rid of all those line weights because I've put it in shadow afterwards. Again, hopefully we'll see that as the video goes. When it's a pencil drawing, it actually looks a little bit better. So here I'm just having a little bit of trouble with his mouth. The first time I did it, kind of looked a little goofy. The perspective was wrong on it. It wasn't it wasn't curving right on the skull. And so now that I have it in there, I'm just going to start finishing up the body here with the lines. The lines that I've already chosen from the rough underwork that I did before. Just doing more of his hands. Yeah, I don't think I like the way that thumb looked, so I'm just going to change it up here. And just keep going from there. So yeah, tomorrow there'll be another video up. You know what? I'll probably do it on line weights just to show you guys what I was talking about in this video, in case I don't clearly do it or explain it this time. Yep. So a couple things I've been thinking about lately. Are freelance, and I'm not sure how many of you guys out there are freelance artists, or there's a lot of people talking right now about trying to get rid of the term freelance artist and going with basically like a professional illustrator, which for most freelancers that is what you are anyway. You're a professional. Just because you're not working for a major company or anything, I believe the term professional is getting thrown around a little bit looser these days. It has less meaning, especially when jobs aren't as finite as they used to be. And I find it hard to be if jobs themselves aren't, you know, as stable as they always were. How can you have a stable career? Quote unquote. So you're always changing. So in that sense, how can you ever actually be a true professional in one field? Just because you do it a lot, I mean, that's the only thing that actually carries you over onto that. So, anyway, long story short, I've been thinking about just doing that full time now. I do have a day job that's pretty loose right now in the term in the amount of hours that I actually work there. But I just find that if I actually possibly just outright quit, it gives you more time to do this stuff, puts things in perspective a little bit, harder. And it's something that I've been thinking about a lot. It's something I probably should have been doing a long time ago. But I think it's that fear of just breaking out, and literally, it's what I'm doing now is what would end up being my future money-wise, and I'm not too concerned. Like, everybody wants to improve in things. I'm not saying that. I don't want to sound conceited, but if anything's going to push you to get better and improve, it's literally, if I don't improve or get better, I can't eat or sleep in a house or have groceries to eat, right? And I mean, I don't have to worry about that. I don't think it's that drastic of a thing. The best part too is, I could always get a part-time job somewhere, a gas station, a burger joint, Staples, something like that. There's always some place hiring, a grocery store, and it's all temporary things anyway. Because again, going back to this is what I would like to do professionally is illustration, and unfortunately, I don't know if that's something that's viable anymore. It's more like you need to be a little. It's like everybody seems to need to be their own little media house. You need to know how to do illustration. You need to know how to do print. You need to know how to do logo design. Unless you're hired by like Marvel or DC or something like that, then you're actually, I suppose, a full-time illustrator, even though you're based on contracts. Okay, so here real quick, if you can see, I'm just adding a darker line at the bottom of the things, because the intent of this picture is, as you see it, it's going to be flipped. It's going to be upside down. So Venom's actually hanging off of a building like that. So the light's coming from the top, but when you flip it, it'll look like street lights is what the main light source is, and I'm hoping that's what I get across. But yeah, so you just add like a darker line where the light's not hitting, and it just makes it pop a little bit. And whenever it goes over a form that would be behind it, like his head is over his neck, you add a little bit of shading on where it actually is. I'll do this tomorrow to show you guys a little bit more what I mean, because I'm not sure it's relaying as much as I intended it to do. And yeah, I hope I'm not doing too much boring babble for you guys. I had a lot of fun doing this piece. Everybody's got their favorite superheroes, and mine has always been the Hulk. And the Venom in Spider-Man, to me, he's really muscular, so I get to bring a little bit of that Hulkish out. But Spider-Man, everybody loves Spider-Man, and one of the greatest things that I love about Spider-Man is the villains. I find it very hard to find any other heroes in any kind of comic book mainstream, quote unquote, that has such creative and interesting. I don't know how it's interesting, but definitely creative villains. The X-Men all have mutants that all have like a power or something, but like Spider-Man, like look at this. You got this Venom, you got Green Goblin, Vulture, Doctor Octopus, Kraven. They're like all animals or something, but it's all good stuff. And here I was just I threw in a little bit of veins just to help break it up a little bit. I was a big fan of the cartoon, not so much the original one. That one was a little bit before my time, but I believe it was in the '90s. It was on Fox. It had the really cool like metal guitar intro. Anyway, so we'll continue this in video 2, and we'll finish it up and show you the final. Thanks, guys, for watching.